You may have heard the saying that the only constant in life is change, that everything changes, that life is change. See in your own experience that everything is changing. The weather is changing. The body is changing. Emotions are changing. The mind is changing. The sense perceptions are changing. Experiences are changing. Everything is changing. Now, what you take to be yourself, who you think you are, that is also changing. But it's not who you really are. Taking yourself to be the body and or the mind means that you are believing yourself to be something that is changing. But look at your own experience. Do you not have this sense that there's something in your life that has remained constant? That there's something that has been changeless? It's the sense of I. The I that you refer to has been changeless. The I that you were referring to when you were 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old, 35 years old, and so on, has that not been constant? Just the sense of I. Yes. The sense of I that is here now is the very same I that was present at your 10th birthday or your 20th birthday. So it's this sense of I that is changeless, the sense of I that is constant, running through all experiences. The experience of the first girlfriend or boyfriend, the experience of the first home, the experience of the first job. The I that experienced that experience is the same I. But what you think that I is actually not what you think it is. I am a man. I am a woman. I am the body. I am the mind. I am a mother. I am a father. I am a musician. I am an accountant. See that there's just this sense of I am that has been present throughout your entire life. I am. I exist. Not I am this, not I am that, just I am. See that I am has been constant. I exist. That has been constant throughout the entire experience of life. A series of experiences have unfolded. in which you call your life. And the sense of I am has always been present with that experience. And what happens is this I am is getting mixed up with the experience. It's getting entangled with the experience. It's becoming identified with the experience. I am the body. The body is an experience. Do you experience your body? Yes. I am the mind. Do you experience the mind? Yes. I am sad. The emotions are an experience. Do you experience emotions? Yes. So there's the I am, and then there's experience. And notice how these experiences are always changing. Notice how the experience of the body is always changing. It was this big, and then now it's this big. It's constantly changing. The experience of emotions are constantly changing. Sometimes you experience sadness, sometimes you experience anger, sometimes you experience jealousy, sometimes you experience grief. Notice how the emotions are always changing. Notice how the mind is always changing. Thoughts are always changing. You're never thinking the exact same thought all the time. There's an experience of one thought at a time, and it's changing. A thought arises, and then a thought falls. A new thought arises, and then that new thought falls. A thought appears, and then that thought disappears. So notice how the experience is changing. Notice how the experience is coming and going. The experience of being a mother is coming and going. There was a time that you were not a mother or a father. So that role, that experience of the role of being a mother or a father, that's an experience. You were not a mother or a father, and then you became a mother or a father. You experienced the role of a mother or father. And what happens is we become identified with that role. We become identified with that experience. So then we believe ourselves to be a mother or a father. But look at it. First, you were not a mother or a father, and then now you are. The role of the mother or father seemingly appeared. This new experience has appeared. And there will be a time where this experience disappears. First, you were not a mother or a father, and then you are a mother or father. It's change. The experience changed. And this happens for many roles that are so easy to identify with. The role of a student while experiencing school, while experiencing the role of a student. Well, then there's perhaps 12 years being a student. Prior to that, you weren't a student. Now you are a student. And then after, when the experience of school is done, then that role of being a student seemingly disappears. It changes. First you were not a student, then you are a student, and then you are not a student. So see that those roles that we easily identify with are also changing. So you can't be a student. That's not what you really are. Because if it was what you really are, then it would feel like, as it disappeared, it would feel like you disappeared with it. After the 12 years of schooling, and then it's, oh, I'm no longer a student, then it would feel like you disappear because you're no longer a student. But that's not what happens. After the experience of the student, you still are. There's the sense that I am. I am, that was there present. It was here present before being a student. I am is here present during the experience of the student. And then there's I am that is still present after the experience of the student. So see that the I am is fundamental. The I am is changeless. I exist. I am. The awareness of being. And see that even these roles that we identify as a student, or a mother, or a father, or a husband, or a wife, see that these are experiences that have appeared. There's a time when you were not a husband or a wife, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. There's a time when you were not a business owner, or a musician, or an accountant, or a lawyer. These are just roles to experience. But it's not fundamentally what you are. These roles are always changing. They're appearing and disappearing. They're coming and going. But notice how you are not coming and going with it. You are not coming and going as it. Notice how if you quit your job and are no longer an accountant or a manager or receptionist or whatever the job role is, notice how you don't leave with it. Notice how you don't disappear. But notice how that role, that experience of the role has disappeared. Notice how all experiences are appearing and disappearing. The experience of lunch, the food, it's here. And then it's not here. The sunny weather, it's here, and then it's not here. An injury to the body, it's here, and then it's not here. It's appearing and disappearing. It's coming and going. It's changing. And we so easily identified with that. I am hurt. I am injured. I am sad. All of that is experience. That you are observing. How do you know that you're observing it? Because it is you that is watching the experience appear and disappear. It is you that is watching the experience change. It is you that is watching the experience come and go. See how the experience of yesterday's lunch is no longer present. It was present when you were experiencing the lunch, when you were experiencing eating the lunch, when you were experiencing tasting the food, and then that experience was no longer present. But notice how the sense of I am, I exist. Notice how the sense of I was present during the lunch and is still present here now, watching this video. So see how the experience of eating lunch changed. You were eating lunch and then you were not eating lunch. You were eating something for lunch yesterday and then something different for lunch today. So the experience of lunch is changing. It appeared and then it disappeared. Lunch came and then lunch went. But notice how the sense of I, notice how that sense of I has not changed. Notice how that sense of I has remained constant from yesterday's lunch to even right now. Notice how it's been unbroken. Notice how it's remained constant. Notice how nothing else remains constant. Notice how all the experiences are broken. There's a start and then there's an end to all experiences. There was a start to the lunch, there was an end to the lunch. Then there was a start of a new experience after the lunch. And then that came to an end. And then something else came to a start. And then that came to an end. But try and find the start and the end to the sense of I. When did this sense of I start? And have you experienced this sense of I end? Have you experienced this sense of I change? Has it not been the same sense of I? That was present at your 10th birthday? That same sense of I that was present at the 10th birthday, is it not the same sense of I that is here now? Notice how it's changeless. How is it that you're able to observe every experience change every experience changes. And how is it that you're able to observe everything else changing if it weren't for the fact that you, that sense of I, is changeless? It's a sense of a reference point. You're only able to observe everything else changing, moving, coming and going, appearing and disappearing, from that which is changeless, from that which is still, from that which is always here now, from that which is ever present. That which inherently has this sense of I am, I exist, the sense of I. The I that you refer to as yourself. So see that yourself is in fact changeless. Yourself is always here now. Yourself is ever present. And see that you can't find a start or an end to yourself. See that you've never experienced the absence of yourself. You've never experienced yourself disappearing. You've experienced everything else disappearing, appearing, disappearing, coming, going. But you've never experienced yourself appearing and disappearing. When you experience this waking state, there's a body, mind, and world. That have appeared. And when you fall asleep, this body, mind, and world disappear. And then there seems to be an appearance of a dream body, dream mind, and dream world that then seemingly appear in the experience of the dream state. And then that dream state comes to an end. And then there's the experience of the deep sleep state, in which there's no experience of a body, mind, and world. And then that comes to an end. And then there's the start of the waking state experience, in which this body, mind, and world seemingly reappear. And then it does the whole cycle again. What is it that's watching? What is it that's noticing? What is it that's witnessing? What is it that's observing? The start and end of each state of experience. What is it that's noticing the waking state experience change into the dream state experience, and then change into the deep sleep state experience, and then change into the waking state experience, and repeat the cycle. What is it that's noticing the body, mind, and world appear and disappear? What is it that's aware of no experience of a body, mind, and world in the deep sleep state experience? Notice how everything else is changing, except for that witnessing, that awareness, the same awareness that is here now, present, the same awareness of being. The awareness that I am. See that you don't need to ask anyone if I am. You inherently know it. It's self-evident. And see that this awareness is never absent. See that everything else becomes absent. In deep sleep, the body, the mind, and the world are all absent. There's no awareness of a body, mind, and world in deep sleep. Now, what is present to make such an observation? What is it that knows that there's no experience of a body, mind, and world in deep sleep? You. That you are ever present. That's how you are able to witness everything else come and go, everything else appear and disappear, everything else change. So in those three states of experience, the waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state, see that you are ever present throughout all three states. See that there would not be the possibility of experiencing those three states if it wasn't for the fact that you, the awareness, is ever present. It's the fact that you, awareness, are ever present, that there's even the possibility of experience. You are experiencing this waking state. How? Because you are aware. You experience a dream state. How? Because you are aware. You experience deep sleep state. How? Because you are aware. Take away the awareness, and would it be possible to experience? Can you have an experience if it weren't for the fact that you are aware? How could there be an experience without the awareness of the experience? See that the awareness is fundamental for experience to exist. The experience is borrowing the reality that you are to exist. In other words, you are giving reality to experience. See that this awareness is ever present. The experience of the 5th birthday, the 10th birthday, the 15th birthday, the 20th birthday, and so on. See that there's always been this awareness. The awareness of experience A, B, C, D, and see how all those experiences are changing. They're all different. They all have a start and an end. But see how this awareness is changeless. And try and find a start to this awareness. Try and find an end to this awareness. In other words, you can't find a start or an end to yourself. And that which has no start and no end is eternal. You are the eternal awareness that is ever present.